This is Support is Sexy, episode 114, and today we're talking about doing the most. Welcome to the Support is Sexy podcast. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, producer, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I talk to women entrepreneurs who share their journeys and the true stories of their wins and their lessons, and give you insight and inspiration to take your business and your life to the next level. Here we go. Entrepreneur, author, speaker, advocate for women, screenwriter, novelist, playwright, meditation devotee, yoga practitioner, spin instructor, distance runner, karate black belt, boxer, mentor, connector, teacher, psychologist, media coach, voracious reader, multilinguist, salsa dancer, world traveler. All of these things are pieces of me, your host, Elayne Fluker, who is so excited, of course, to have you here as always, because it would not be the same without you. And I would not be the same without that long list of things that I just read off to you that are actually on a board that are posted on my wall. I'm just going to keep a running list of all the things of who I am, things that are part of me. You know why? Because I'm embracing this new idea of doing the most. Now, most of you who may have heard the term doing the most, you know it usually means you're applying it to someone who is over the top, doing too much as opposed to doing the most. But since I did a recent interview with Jen Groover, who's a serial entrepreneur, someone who is very inspirational to me, mentor in my head, but she does so much with so many different kinds of businesses, all through the prism of empowering the entrepreneur, though, in one way or another, or empowering women, or getting you to think higher of yourself or have a higher emotional intelligence. All of these things play into a lot of her businesses. But on the episode 109, when I spoke to Jen, go back and check it out, she talked about how she handles doing what seems like all of these different and varied businesses. Now, usually we all hear just focus on one thing, or we more so hear just be one thing, right? Get rid of everything else. Just be this one thing. Who are you? What is your brand? What is your one focus? Now, I will say that I did a previous episode talking about focusing on your specialty, where I said many of the women entrepreneurs I interviewed did say you should tap into what your specialty is and get a sense of that so you know how to move forward in your business and what you're going to offer, which I still do believe. But this recent conversation with Jen Groover really gave me, in some ways, permission to look at all of the things that I already am and things that I want to be. Obviously, I don't know if I even mentioned black belt on my list, but I know so many women who are black belts now. I want to be a black belt. Why not? Why can't I add that to my list? Now, all of these things that I list and that I'm going to encourage you to list may not necessarily play a role in your business, but they could be a part of the makeup of who you are, which, as a result, plays a role in your business. So I want to encourage you to think about all of the things that you want to do, all of the things that you want to be, all of the things that you already are, and list those out, whether it's on a wall, on your whiteboard, in your journal. Just list them out, all the things, who you are, who you want to be. List them out. Don't hold back. Let it go. Let your imagination go. Don't think of, I don't have the training for that, or I haven't done that, or I'll never be able to do that at this age. Whatever. List it down, all those things. Now, like I said, all of them might not play into your business, but what I'm choosing to do is to think about actually how a lot of those things can play into my business, again, into who I am and how they can affect the business. Because like Jen says, why do we have this idea that we have to drive in one lane or stay in our lane, as they say? Why can't you drive in multiple lanes? You switch lanes here and there, but it all works together as a matrix for your business. So I'm thinking it of, she says a matrix. I also thought of this idea visual of a funnel. So you have all of these things that are a part of you, who you are, what you do, what you enjoy doing, or what you want to do. And you pour them through this funnel that is your specialty, which goes into your business. I hope that makes sense. At least that's how I'm choosing to view it. So this way I don't limit myself or a part of myself that could really be an important part of my business that I might not even see the connection right now. But if I allow it to be, and if you allow it to be, it may play out that that's an important part of your business. I'll give you an example. Fitness is very important to me. I love fitness. I love running. I love Soul Cycle. So many things about jump rope, whatever it is. I love being in shape, but I also love that I'm actually one of those people who likes to work out. It is not only a stress reliever for me, I just enjoy doing it. Maybe because I've always done sports when I was younger. Whatever the reason, fitness is my boo. It's going to be a part of my life. God willing, I will stay healthy because of it and be able to do it. So stay healthy in both ways. Fitness is a part of my life. Now, it's not necessarily a part of my business because I'm not a fitness instructor, or fitness isn't my driving part of my business, I should say. But as I said, it's something I enjoy. So maybe I will be a fitness instructor. I can certainly teach a spin class or something, or maybe I will volunteer and take people around the neighborhood for a run, or whatever it looks like. It can be many kinds of things. How it goes through my funnel, though, and my specialty is empowering women. So my focus for fitness, even though men can certainly be included, might be the focus on women, which goes through the funnel, healthy body, healthy mind, through my empowerment funnel into my business, which is all about empowering women to control their own narratives and to amplify their stories. Sure, that plays into it. Or I might have something, as I said, that's completely not related, that's not related to my business, but is really about me and makes up who I am. So, like I said, I've really been thinking about this a lot and wanted to share it with you all in case you are, even whether you're struggling with it or just thinking about it, who you are or who you want your business to be. I know that's something a lot of us go through, especially when we first start. And with a lot of the clients that I have and I speak to when I'm helping them create their brand story, a lot of it is figuring out who they are, at least articulating it. They know who they are as a person, but being able to express it, to get it, quote unquote, down on paper. And then also being able to tie everything together, who they are and how they want it to play into their business. So if you're doing this exercise, maybe you don't have someone you're working with as a coach or a writer, but you can write down all the things of who you are, who you want to be, and then look at how those things can connect to the kind of business that you envision that you're already creating or that you want to create in the future. And again, don't take things off the list if it doesn't play into it right now. It may come into play. In fact, it probably will come into play for you later if you've decided that it's important to you, that it matters to you, and that it is a part of who you are. So before I go, though, I did want to play the excerpt from when Jen Groover explained this in her own words during our interview. But be sure to go back and listen to the full episode 109. She drops this and many other jewels in there about entrepreneurship, emotional intelligence, and all of the powerful things that she has done, she has learned, and that she shares with other entrepreneurs. And also go to supportissexypodcast.com and you can find all of the interviews with all of the fantastic women entrepreneurs that I speak to. Tons of great information, tons of great advice, lots of inspiration, things that you can use to see how it applies to your business or to your life, which for a lot of us, who we are, our lives play into the businesses that we create or that we want to create. So go check it out, have a listen, let me know what you think. You know, you can reach me all across social media at Elayne Fluker. I will be there. I will certainly respond. And I really appreciate you all being here. You know, I appreciate you. I want you to continue to do in the most and go out there and create something sexy. But before you go, check out this excerpt from Jen Groover, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. So tell us about your other new business that you're working. First of all, you're a woman of multiple businesses and talents. Let me just say that. That was going to be one of my questions, how you handle that, but I can't even get into it. But what about the new other business that you're starting, Startup?
So I'm going to answer that as a quick glip because I think a lot of people wonder that and they're like, this is impossible. And the truth is
multiple
right.
things. Yeah. And I want to know too, why it's so important and it's smart, obviously, but so important to you as an entrepreneur.
Well, I believe it's nonsense too that we're only good at one thing and you can only focus on one thing. We are actually multi-talented, multifaceted, multi-passionate human beings. And when I would watch like Martha Stewart and Oprah and Richard Branson and their businesses while I was an up and coming entrepreneur, I would think, well, if they could do it, why can't I do it? I mean, who said you have to be in one lane and stay in that one lane? Who said you have to have one job and be one job? Why can't everything integrate and intersect together like a matrix? So my mind thinks like a matrix. So I obviously don't want to, nor did Martha, nor did Oprah, nor did Richard, start all of the companies from the ground up. What happens as an entrepreneur, you become very clear as to what you're good at and what you're not good at. And then you become very honest about it. So I align myself with people who are good at what I'm not good at. I don't believe in recreating a wheel. So I identify partners who have a part of the wheel in place already so that, the pie can grow faster. 100% of $100 is still $100. 20% of $100,000 is a heck of a lot more money, right? So I'd rather have the 20% and have a functioning wheel that, we're getting a lot more out of. And so I do a lot of licensing deals as well. So strategic partnerships, licensing deals, and franchise aspects of franchising as well. So when you do that, then you can accomplish a lot more because then you're focused on what you're good at. And think about when you're focused on what you're not good at, what do?
You waste time.
You procrastinate, right?
Yes, exactly.
You don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine if everything you're doing all day, or at least 99% of what you're doing all day, you're passionate about. You're going to do a lot more, right?
Right.
So that's how I maintain being a serial entrepreneur. Everything, even though it might seem like, wait, she's got a fashion company, and then she's in sports management. Now she's got this achievement institute. That's so all over the place, but it's really not. Every single thing is interconnected in one way, shape, or form. And the common denominator for me is human potential.